Hey fight fans, I'm John Pollock along with John Ramdian, and we're discussing UFC 111 from this past weekend. Let's start with the main event. George St-Pierre, another very dominant performance, this time against Dan Hardy.
Yeah, George did exactly what he had to do to win this fight. Dan Hardy, a very capable player off of his back, but George showcasing his grappling prowess, taking Dan Hardy, passing his guard. And you know, George did receive some criticism, although I don't feel it's just. He tried to finish Dan Hardy with the armbar and the Kimura. Dan Hardy just proving to be too resilient, as most fighters are in this day and age. And George St-Pierre, at the end of the day, has to look out for himself, his sponsorship, Affliction, Gatorade, and Under Armour. And the most important thing was for George to get that victory, and it did exactly that.
In another explosive performance, we saw Shane Carwin annihilate Frank Mir and go right to the front of the UFC heavyweight division. A great performance and keeping his streak intact. 12-0, and all of those fights ending in the first round.
What's amazing is that Shane Carwin could smell the blood in the water, and his killer instinct is absolutely awesome when he's older than most of the other heavyweights in the division, and this is the perfect time for him to push for the heavyweight championship. And who does not want to see Brock Lesnar and Shane Carwin, two awesome wrestlers with big power?
A fight that I didn't really want to see was Ben Saunders and John Fitch. Another win by John Fitch, but is his style, John, going to create problems for him in the future?
Yes, for him, and it'll cause problems for anybody else in the welterweight division. The best thing about the UFC is that there's no rankings, so UFC can really put whoever they want in the title picture, and I don't think John Fitch is going to get that push for a little while.
We also saw Jim Miller earn a unanimous decision victory over Mark Vocek, as well as a submission victory by Kurt Pellegrino, who looked fantastic, submitting Fabricio Camosh, and that earned him submission of the night. Quickly, John, Kurt Pellegrino looking great at 155.
Absolutely. You have to give this guy his push, see what he can do in the lightweight division. Very good job by Kurt Pellegrino.
UFC 111, it was this past weekend in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center. George St-Pierre retains his welterweight championship, and Shane Carwin becomes the #1 contender for UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar.